this was a game that actually happened. Yeah, Cleveland came in and dominated this one. 118-94. We got a tied series here. Mitchell 29-8-7, Mobley 21-10-5. Tatum had his 25. Brown had 19 points and 4 rebounds. The weird thing about this, guys, is it felt exactly like Game 2 of the Celtics Heat series, where this is what happened. The Heat went into Boston. They got hot. They blew them out. Blah blah blah. Is there anything different that happened last night? Why is this happening again?
Well, they just didn't shoot the ball great last night. Donovan Mitchell went a little berserk there, and Cleveland got a nice balanced attack in their offense last night. They sat down, they defended, they made things a little more difficult for them. They made them make the extra pass, and Boston honestly just didn't make shots. I think this is a game kind of like that Heat series that you just said. Things didn't go their way. They didn't make shots. The Boo Birds were out last night at the end of the game in Boston, so I think this is something that, again, Miami punched them in the mouth in Game 2 of the first series, and they came back and absolutely destroyed them in Game 3, 4, and 5. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened again here, but Cleveland's not just going to lay down. They're going to go back to that building. It's going to be rocking, and I still think this ends in 5, but this was at least a big statement game from Cleveland to at least go and get one.
No, if it ends in 5. Lou, what do you think? I mean, it is tied, and this is a series that all of us have just sort of not even cared about at all, full disclosure, and here we are. So 5, 6, 7, what do you think?
It was good to see Cleveland fight back. I'm interested in this series now. I thought it was going to be total domination on Boston's part. Cleveland's fighting back. They shot the hell out of it last night, got a big win, and like Chandler mentioned, that second game going back home, that's a big momentum shifter. And Cleveland fan base and what they've been able to do on their home court this year has been really good. It's something to admire. And so with a Boston team going in there trying to get 2 big wins, it's going to be tough. So this series has gotten interesting to me.
Well, in the immortal words of the commercial, no such thing as playoff Jayson Tatum, but I think there is. Because so far, 7 games, has not had a 30-point performance yet. He's only averaging 43% shooting. This feels a little deja vu-ish. What's the problem?
Call me crazy. I'm not very concerned about it. I think he's doing all he needs to do right now to get them by, and they've been coasting, and they've been and without Porzingis in the lineup, I think he would be a little bit more aggressive, but he hasn't had to be. Jaylen Brown's been unbelievable. They've been getting production from elsewhere, so I think they're doing just fine without him being elite, and he still has so much more better basketball to play. But, yeah, I look for him to be very, very aggressive in Cleveland in Game 3. They have to get off to a good start, but you want your best player to play the best in the postseason, and he hasn't. So there is a little concern, but I don't think there's anything major.
I will take that action.
On?
I don't think he's...
And Beadle, you know what else?
Over 30 points, Game 3, Jayson Tatum.
Boom, side bets. Go ahead, Lou.
I want in.
Which side?
I'm on Chandler's side.
Take your
30.
money, too.
He's going to get... But you know what else, Beadle? What else we got to realize? The stats are in for the year. The stats are done.
Yeah.
Whatever you averaged, whatever you had, that's done. Now you're getting into the part of the season where guys are doing whatever it takes to win the basketball game. They don't care about stats. They don't care about makes or misses. You're trying to do everything that you possibly can to give your team a chance to win the basketball game. Like, he's guarding at a high clip. You know, we haven't talked about that. How he's been able to defend the basketball and be in help position and making it tough for other guys to be able to put. Obviously, Game 2 is not a great. That's not a great example. But what he's been able to do throughout this postseason has been really special. That he's been able to do on a defensive end. I feel like he snaps out of it at some point and he gives us one of those big nights.
And it's funny.
Hopefully, it's Game 3, so me and Chandler can be right
Hopefully
in his.
Hopefully for you
guys.
When Boston plays bad, we look to them like, what? Maybe it has something to do with Cleveland. Maybe Cleveland just played better last night. They played harder. They made shots.
Yeah.
They literally got good looks. Donovan Mitchell hit some outrageous
He kind of
shots
took over
yesterday. So, again, you can't discredit what Cleveland did. This is the potential that we saw in them beginning of the season. This is the potential that we thought that we're going to have all year long. This is the team that we thought was going to be right there. So they have the potential to do this. We're just so used to Celtics being so dominant that when they play bad, it's almost like, oh, what could they do differently? Not that the Cavs played good. It's what's wrong with Boston?
Yeah, but Cleveland, well, that was their first road win in the playoffs. But secondly, this is the Boston team that has the best record. We were told they're the best team. They were already had their ticket punched to the finals. They were going to win. There's a reason why we have these expectations. I don't think we're crazy.
And we had the same for Denver, and look where they are.
Well, that's also weird right now. Afterwards, Tatum had something to say about whether or not the Celtics are a super team.
I mean, that's the narrative that you might see on TV. The idea that we have a super team. It's twofold, right? We didn't have the coach of the year. We didn't have the MVP. We only had 2 All-Stars. So they say we're a super team, but, we didn't get rewarded like we are.
Who says they're a super team?
I never said they were a super. Did you say they were a super team?
I don't think they're. I don't listen.
Who said that?
I think they're a very, very, very good team,
Yes.
a super team. I don't think they all came together, signed together in free agency. The big 3 in Miami or Golden State. This isn't a super team. This is
built.
actually pretty organically. Yeah, this is built from the ground up. They have really good players. They can defend. They can shoot the ball. But this isn't a super.
Who said that?
This is a super.
Lou,
team.
did you say they were a super team?
Who? Shams? Let's bring in Shams. Shit, I don't know.
Bring back in Jeezy Jackson.
They were a super. No, it is. It's weird. I mean, look, I don't even know that his counter argument necessarily would be a successful one. But I don't look at the Celtics
They're
team
the
and think
favorite to
unstoppable.
win it all, I think, but they're not a super team.
Are they still the favorite by a
Correct.
lot? What is that doing? What are those numbers looking like?
That doesn't make you a super team.
No.
A super team is a team that's won championships already.
Yeah.
You're rolling. It's evident. Like they're not that. They're still building towards that status.
They're a
You're
very
not
good
saying
team. They're not a super team.
What is it again, Conrad? Minus 115 favorites.
I would.
Not a super
I mean, no.
Not bad.